This video training series is designed to discover exactly how to build free targeted traffic to your websites. Now, this is going to be a very simplistic, very in-depth covering of article marketing in particular. But first, we're really going to focus in on the fundamentals themselves of website marketing so you have a good idea, a good base for exactly how and why article marketing can be a very effective promotional method for you and your websites for a long time to come. So obviously the very first question you have to ask yourself when you're talking about any marketing tool is, what is search engine optimization? Because when we're talking about web, we're talking about traffic, we're talking about marketing our content, we're talking really essentially about search engine optimization. Now, Wikipedia defines this as a process of improving the volume or quality of traffic to a website from the search engines. And this is most likely the most simplistic version of a definition I could give for search engine optimization. I mean, it's an overarching topic that covers looking at merchandising, looking at conversion, looking at serving up the proper content for the right people at the right time. But it's a very, very large topic. But I like this particular definition because it covers the most important aspects of SEO to you: quality traffic from the search engines, and it's free. Now, we're talking specifically about the organic aspect of search engines because it's free and because it can be a very, very powerful traffic driver to your websites. Now, in fact, we know that getting rank in Google pushes a ton of traffic, and getting higher rank in Google pushes even more. In fact, when we look at a 2006 Cornell eye tracking study, it shows the distribution of clicks on the search engine results page give over 50% weight to the number one listing on that page, and gradually you see a drop. In fact, I'll take away gradually, exponentially, you see a drop off from that number one listing to 13%, 9%, 4% until you get all the way to the bottom. We're talking about 2% here. So not just getting listings in Google, getting top listings in Google is really what's going to send that traffic to your website. So getting that number one spot is key to your success when you're marketing your content online. So this sounds easy enough, but of course, how do you actually do this? In practice, how do I get good rankings in Google? What are the fundamentals of website marketing and website rank? Google measures rank based on a huge number of ranking factors. Some say the total is over 100. I would assume even that's probably an underestimation in most cases. Now, understanding these factors and the estimated weight of which one pushes the most value helps assure your pages will always rank well and always get targeted traffic. Now, targeted traffic basically means that you're getting people that are already in buying mode, and we know that targeted traffic converts better. When better converting traffic comes to your site, you're going to make more money. It's as simple as that. Getting more traffic 9 times out of 10 means that you'll be getting more money if you spent the time to SEO the proper keywords. Now, while we may not understand every single aspect of Google ranking algorithms, we know enough about them to actually help and advise people to what needs to happen to actually get their websites to rank in those number one positions. Now, the internet, and this is what I really love about SEO, the internet does create this level playing field for us. Having this understanding of rank, having this understanding of the significance of particular ranking factors creates this level playing field where anybody can create a website and anyone can rank for any term if they're willing to work at it. Now, granted, we know that there's going to be very heavily competitive niches, and we know that this particular niche, like mortgages, for instance, is going to cost a lot more money, take a lot more time, but the tactics to achieve number one rank in one niche versus another niche that we would advise anyone to do are largely going to be very, very similar. And the basis for those tactics, the ranking factors that we're measuring against and measuring our progress against, are not going to change from site to site. Now, the first ones that everybody always goes to when we're looking at search engine ranking factors are on-page ranking factors. So I've just listed these off, just 1 to 10, 1 to 8 on here: title tags, body text, H1 tags, domain names, page names. H2 through H6 tags, meta usage, so we're talking about the keywords, the description. All these factors come into play and do definitely contribute to rank. In Google, not to the same degree as they would in maybe MSN or Yahoo, but they do contribute to rank, and having an understanding of these factors is definitely critical to long-term success on the internet. Now, if you want a once-over for this, look at Wikipedia. Wikipedia probably is one of the best models for on-page ranking factors, and they do an exceptional job of it. So if you look across the board, and you see it in their page titles, the same topic on their page title for the keyword they're ranking for. You see it in the H1, you see it in the body content, you see it in the URL. So they're hitting the basic aspects of on-page ranking factors. And I would assume that most people listening to this and most people getting to this point are already very well versed in these particular ranking factors. This is a given, but understand that there's an estimated 20 to 30% contribution to actual rank with these factors, and these are very much of do it once, move on to the next thing type of factor. So look at these, get these right, and move on. But these are not going to get you the #1 positions in most cases for most terms. So what actually does drive the significant portion of website rank? And this is really the million-dollar question, and we've talked about this time and time again. But to break it down, I like to think of the internet as a popularity contest that you're trying to win. So Google's looking at, who is the most popular. Google's looking at who is the most referenced. So if you're here and you're hiding out and you're not talking to anyone and your website is just out there, it's published, it's on the internet, you know the URL, but nobody else knows it, you've never told anyone, nobody tells anybody else about it, you're never going to be the #1 guy in Google for any term if you're not associating, if you're not speaking with others. But the alternative is, if you hang out with other people, if you socialize with other websites, if you participate in dialogues and people talk about you, people reference your website, you are a popular guy, you have a popular website, you are rewarded for it in Google. So just by the sheer basis of just associating yourself and people associating with you and your website, you are going to rank. This is really the essential. If I boil it down to the most simplistic version, it's a popularity contest. The most popular sites are going to be the sites that have the best chance at ranking. So the reality of Google is they can't really tell exactly what your content is about. They can look at those on-page ranking factors. They can get a basic idea of what keywords you're targeting based off of your keyword density and your title tag and your alt tags and all that kind of stuff. But what content should be ranked highest cannot be drawn off from just on-page factors. Remember, Google is a computer algorithm. It's a program. It doesn't understand what you're saying. Basically what it does is it looks at what it can see and it makes assumptions based off of that using its algorithm. So how can Google tell who should rank #1? It is really through that popularity contest and those recommendations for other websites, which we know as links. And this is largely what encompasses the off-page factors of rank. So if we're looking at a site, so this is site A, and we're looking at how many people are linking to it. And when I say linking to it, I mean physically I'm running a website and I put a link on my website. It says click here, it says whatever, that points to site A. So that's what this guy and this guy has done. So for site A, we have 2 links that are pointing to it. Okay, whatever. Now let's look at site B. If we're looking at site B and we see, wow, there's a whole bunch of people that are linking to site B, this is kind of interesting. And if I'm Google and I'm looking at these 2 particular websites and they're on the same exact topic, I'm immediately going to say site B is better because I've talked to all these 10 people, and these 10 people have all recommended me site B just by linking to it, and site A, only a couple people did. So if I'm going based off of what everybody's telling me is the best thing to do or the best place to go, then site B immediately becomes the winner. So you can see how these recommendations and these links become very critical to rank in Google because, again, Google is an algorithm. It's a computer program. It cannot read exactly what you're written, so it goes based off these recommendations. Now, the other thing that's really important to note about Google in particular is that It works in keywords, and rank works in keywords. Google ranks content based off of what keywords you structure your content around. So you write content, you structure pages to target particular keywords, and most often you'll hear target one page to one, maybe two terms at the very most, and have a very structured, very well laid out plan for what terms you want to rank for on what pages. And any successful SEO strategy has to be structured around keywords. Now, so if you look at it in a more broad sense, if website rank depends on links, so those recommendations that are pointing back to my site, keyword specific rank depends on keyword specific links. So if we're looking at it holistically, obviously the guy with the most recommendations gives me the best chance to actually rank my content, but the guy with the most recommendations about a particular keyword or a particular topic stands the best chance to rank for that particular keyword or particular topic. So unfortunately, it's not enough anymore just to have links in Google. So if you're the website that does have all kinds of links and they're not focused on anything in particular, they're just links pointing to your homepage using your URL, or they say click here, or whatever they may be, that's not going to be enough for you to actually be competitive in Google. When we're talking about links and we're talking about off-page factors, the number of considerations that goes into Google's ranking algorithm just for links alone is very, very staggering. So we're looking at link popularity. How many links are pointing to your site? How old are those links? What's the topic of those links? So when somebody's linking to you, what was their site about? Is it about the same thing that yours is? Link authority. So are you getting links from a site that's currently ranking in Google, or links from a site that actually has a very strong link profile for your topic? Link reputation, that kind of crosses over with authority. Is it somebody that has shown to be trusted in Google? They've been in Google for a very long time and they continue to get a lot of traffic and provide a lot of value to end users. Your link growth rate, so how often are you adding new links to your site? Is it happening very quickly, or is it trickling in over time? And is that consistent? And linking within a topical community. So are you focusing within your niche instead of just getting links from everywhere? So if I run a golf site, I'm not going to want to go get links from the guy that runs the patio furniture site. I'm going to want to try to stay within my niche and my focus area. And most importantly for this discussion is linking particularly with the right anchor text, because as I said, keyword specific rank is depend on keyword specific links. So let's touch a little bit about the concept itself of keyword linking. Now, effective link building techniques involve the acquisition of links from sites which are on the same topic as yours, aged in Google and considered to be authority sites on their own, higher traffic, widely referenced as they themselves have keyword-based links pointing to their website. So this is kind of the best possible situation. So if you got every single link and they had, two of these factors going for them, you'd be in great shape. But oftentimes you can't get this perfect mix of what the best link is. So effective links pointing to your website using the phrase or keyword you want to rank for, this is what we're talking about when we're referencing anchor text. Now, if somebody does have a great site and they do link to you, you want them to use the keyword that you want to rank for. And this is what we're talking about when we reference anchor text. So if they're linking to you and they're using the proper anchor text, that link becomes a lot more valuable than just anybody linking to you, because now it's contributing to your rank for your keyword of interest. So if your website's website.com and you want to create a hyperlink, you want to have it say keyword 1 instead of saying click here or go here. This is what's really going to push that rank for you. So in HTML version, it would look like this. This is the type of format and how it's written. So in terms of anchor text usage, you want to go from this. Now, assuming I want a page to rank for stinky shoes, I'd see links from other websites and I ask them to format it, or I tried it to get them to format it without me asking them, like so. So this is my actual URL and this is my anchor text, the keyword I want to rank for. Now, Google looks at these links pointing to your website and determines how it should rank for, in part based on who is linking to you and, importantly, how they're linking to you. So now if I look at Site B and I look at all those links that are pointing to it, and I'm Google, I can see the predominant term that's showing up here is stinky shoes. So the majority of sites that link to my site say stinky shoes is the anchor text. So automatically Google's going to look at that and say, this site must be about stinky shoes. So I'm going to put this site in the queue, so to speak, to rank for that particular term, and I'm going to measure it against everybody else that has the same kind of link profile that wants to rank for this particular term. So it's basically a contest for the guy who does this the best within that particular keyword. So on a keyword to keyword basis, that's the competition. Who's got the best link profile, who's got the most anchor text links pointing with the proper keyword, and who's got them coming from the best sites that are within that particular niche. So the site with the most and best links pointing to it using the proper anchor text will stand the best chance of ranking for that particular keyword. So to recap, ranking is 20 to 30% on page. I showed you really quickly the on page factors of rank, and you've touched on those likely years and years. I know both the Collin brothers have written about this for the past couple of years, and you can find that information anywhere. 70 to 80% of rank is largely considered to be off page, and this is where links really come into play. Your link profile determines how successful you'll be at ranking for your particular keywords, and your approach to getting these links will determine how successful you'll be at building rank for your keywords. So this is really where 90% of webmasters fail, is they're unable to get the proper links using the proper anchor text to point back to the pages of their site. If you can't get this right, you can't rank, you can't get traffic, and traffic is the key to success online. To rank, you need the right links, and so of course the next logical question is, how do I get these links? Now, the mindset of the if you build it, they will come approach definitely does not work anymore. Building content, building a great website, and never promoting it is never going to get you anything. You'll never get traffic, you'll never get rank, you'll never get anywhere online if you don't actually take some initiative and actually go out and chase these links down. Obviously, reciprocal linking is no longer driving much of any rank at all in any search engine. If anything, it's just going to help you within your own niche. But link building in and of itself is evolved to a very large aspect of what is SEO in a day-to-day practice. And some of the more common link building techniques you hear about these days are social media tools and websites. So looking at building out hubs in Squidoo, or building out Facebook or Twitter, or whatever these other sites are. Q&A sites like Yahoo Answers and Yeta. These are really good places to go out and build authority and push links back to your website. Viral marketing methods, so distributing out ebooks or free content that's very good and very valuable that people actively discuss and talk about. I mean, viral marketing covers a really, really huge net, and you can start talking about video and other aspects which kind of fall under link baiting, but I'm not going to touch about that here. Directory submissions, a very good long-standing method. Directory submissions do work. A lot of these new directories that you see, a lot of these directory submission tools will just mass submit to hundreds of thousands of directories. This is definitely going more towards the negative aspect of SEO. In some cases, you will hear reports of people actually getting, penalties from this or running into issues doing this type of approach anymore. But directory submission as a whole, as a method, is still a very powerful tool. But now it's come to the point where the best directory submissions and the one that actually push back to improve rank are going to be the paid ones. And you're looking at, in most cases, maybe up in the thousands when we start talking about submitting to sites like Yahoo's directory, to Best of the Web, to business.com. I mean, these all add up one by one by one. That at the end of the day, once you've done all your submissions for the broad directories and the niche-specific directories, which have some of their own fees, then you're talking about a considerable amount of money to kick in for directory submissions. So while it's a good technique, it's not right for all people at this particular time. So if money's an issue, directory submissions maybe not going to be that great of a link building tool for you. Blogging, great tool. Writing content yourself, hoping that people pick it up, spread it around. Commenting on other people's blogs. While this tends to be a dicey subject because of the rampant no-follow links in blogs these days, commenting, if you can find the right types of blogs that actually do follow links, can push back rank, especially when you're within a topic, within a niche. Paid links, same kind of slippery slope. You do get a lot of pushback from paid links, especially when you're approaching a webmaster. So Joe Schmo runs a site that's on the same topic as me. I kick him a couple bucks. He puts a link on his site that's already ranking for some term I want to rank for, and I just slip him a few bucks. If you're going to paid network directories that Google probably already knows about, then expect to run into issues over time. Press releases, same thing, great tool. If it's written in the right way, if it's structured in such a way that a lot of people will pick it up. So it almost crosses into the viral marketing category. And then manual, of course, in the trenches, chasing link by link, one at a time. This oftentimes tends to be one of the best ways to get the best links. But overall, the underlying long-standing consensus among SEOs is that content is and always will be king. And leveraging content is going to allow you to build links in less time with less work. So what is the best way to leverage content for links effectively? A method that runs in the background, can be automated, requires the least amount of personal interaction, it's scalable, it's trackable. What method would fall under all of these, best of scenarios for link building? Article marketing, for me, does all of these things. Article marketing is up and above one of the best and the most used techniques to build links back to websites that I've used today, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Others have used, well up to 10 years ago to promote their websites, because it's such a strong method to leverage your content and to get exposure for your content. A quality link building campaign should contain some aspect of article marketing, as it works now just as well as it did years ago, and it will for years to come, because the aspect of article marketing and syndicating article content fits in exactly the mold of what Google wants to see. They don't want advertising, they don't want pushing promotions. Google wants content, and you're serving them your content using article marketing as your primary tool. So I'm going to get a little bit more in depth about article marketing in particular in the next video, and talk specifically about why article marketing is such a great method for building links to your site,